So today we're going to talk about why I decided to buy using my VA loan versus rent. So my entire career, I did 10 years in the Army, and for 7 of those years, I rented the entire time. I've done everything from rent extra bedrooms to entire properties. When I was stationed at Fort Campbell, I had an apartment that I split in Nashville, and then I also rented a room when I was in Clarksville, lived like a king. It was awesome, and basically just wasted a ton of money. My last duty station, when I finally came up here to Ohio, about a year or so prior to that, I started learning about what real estate is, how it works, the benefits of it, and then I came across the VA loan. And specifically, I learned about house hacking and how house hacking in conjunction with the VA loan is like a super wealth generator. And I started learning how to look for tenants. I started learning as much as I could about real estate. When I finally got up to Columbus, I started my search and I said, this is the place where I am going to. Now that I've learned this information, I know how powerful it can be, and I'm gonna take essentially a little bit of a risk because buying is more risky than renting. Renting, you really don't have much responsibility. Take good care of the place. If the place, burns down or there's a natural disaster or the roof failed or something, you're not responsible for any of that stuff. But also, if you're renting, you don't get the added bonuses of increasing value of your property. If you go to rent the property out, you don't get the cash flow. You don't get to save that little bit of extra money from having a lower payment on a mortgage versus like a higher payment with your rent. There's a ton of other benefits on it. And once I learned about these things, I decided I'm gonna start this here. It was a good enough city, and I'm gonna go through the process because you're only getting older, right? And I was fairly confident that if I could build this, I could work my way out of the military by buying properties, renting them out over time, and then gaining appreciation and value in the property in addition to principal pay down and debt pay down from tenants. And that was my way out. That's how I thought of it. And then over the last 3 years, that actually ended up working. Like, it worked for me. I made the plan and I executed on it. I started with a single condo in downtown Columbus. It was a 2-bed, 2-bathroom property, still own it to this day. It makes me about $500 a month in cash flow. And I lived in it for about 18 months. I had everything from, I had family come stay with me. I had roommates. I rented the unit as an Airbnb. I rented one of the rooms as an Airbnb. And in good months, it paid over the mortgage. And in average months, it paid at least half the mortgage. So in addition to my BAH, I was still able to basically save half my BAH, put that money elsewhere, and I was able to compound.